Hey everyone, it's Carissa Wiley here for ellenhudson.com. Thanks for joining me today. Oh, what fun we are going to have today as we explore 3 fun ways to give a gift card. The holiday season is approaching quickly, and gift cards seem to be the top at everybody's list. And I'm going to show you 3 ways to kind of doll them up. And so I have my handy dandy Starbucks card here. That's my preferred gift card, by the way, or a Visa card. That works too. And I also have the Oh What Fun stamp set. This is a gift with purchase at ellenhudson.com. It is available for a limited time, so you can head on over to ellenhudson.com for details on that. But truthfully, gift cards are not like the most fun gift to give. If you're a gift giver like me and you love to give a gift card can kind of be like anticlimactic to give. And so that's why I like to really dress them up. So I'm starting out by die cutting several pieces. I've used the Farmhouse Tags die set from the Essentials by Ellen line, and I am going to stamp the Oh What Fun on this circle tag. Now I have a little sticky mat that I use inside of my MISTI to kind of help hold things in place. It is a mat that's designed for like a digital die cutter, like a Silhouette or a Cricut that I've just cut down. And that will hold my tag in place inside of my MISTI while I do some stamping on it. Now I am going to heat emboss this Oh What Fun stamp on this circle tag. It barely fits, but it works. And I've prepped the surface of this craft tag with my powder tool. And now I'm inking up the Oh What Fun stamp in Versamark ink and stamping it onto my circle tag. Now I'm going to use my tweezers to peel this off of that sticky mat, and I'm going to take it over to my white embossing powder container, sprinkle on the white embossing powder, kind of tap off the excess, and then heat set it. Now you're going to see here that I did not do a great job stamping this onto the tag. There were a couple of bare spots right here. No fear, I am going to fix that by using a Versamark pen, and I'm just going to tap some ink into the areas where I kind of missed it before, and then I'm going to sprinkle on some more embossing powder and then heat set those areas. So I kind of salvaged it here. Ideally, I would have stamped it correctly the first time, but things don't always go like we want them to, do they? So I'm using my heat tool to heat set that once again, and now I have my heat embossed tag. Now I wanted to give you a look at the pieces that I have die cut here. I have the kind of rectangle tag from the Farmhouse Tags. I have 2 rectangles that are die cut using the Essentials by Ellen Essential Rectangles. This is the 10th largest rectangle here. So numbering them from smallest to largest, 1 through 14 or 15, I think it is. This is number 10. And I have the brand new Fa La La stamp. I love this. This is part of the brand new Essentials by Ellen holiday release for 2021. And I'm using that sticky mat once again to hold my rectangle in place. I'm inking up my stamp using the VersaFine Clair Nocturne pigment ink and stamping that right onto the rectangle. And this creates the most beautiful pattern. It is so graphic. I love it on this antique ivory cardstock from Hero Arts. It is absolutely beautiful. And I know you're probably worried about all that ink on my sticky mat. No worries. I took this over to my sink with some warm water and soap and just cleaned it off, and it's good to go. Now, because this is a pigment ink and I don't want to smear it, I'm heat setting that very quickly before I move on to my next step. Now I have this little rectangle tag from the Farmhouse Tag set, die set from the Essentials by Ellen line. And I'm really just using this tag behind this rectangle to create the little tag topper. Now the tag itself is not big enough to create this little pocket tag for the gift card that I wanted to create. So I just adhered it behind that rectangle that I stamped to create the little tag topper on the top. Now I have my second rectangle. This one's plain. You could stamp the back of it if you wanted to, but I just thought I would leave it as it is. And I'm going to take some score tape or some Be Creative tape. This is the 1/8 inch width, and I'm going around 3 sides of this. So I just want to seal up 3 sides because I'm creating a pocket for this gift card to kind of slide down into. Once I have the adhesive placed, I'm going to remove the backer, and then I'm going to adhere this to the back of the front part that I created with the little tag adhered on the back. This leaves me with a little pocket tag that I can then slide a gift card into. And I think this is a fun way to give a gift card. You can attach it to the top of a gift, or you could even take this tag and place it on the front of a card, and you would have an adorable card to give as well. Now, because I like lots of layers, I have the Oh What Fun Heat Embossed craft tag. Then I have the little strip tag that is also part of the Farmhouse Tags die set, and I've embossed Ho 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 on the bottom of that. I die cut it from some red cardstock. And then I'm stringing on the little pocket tag that I created, and I'm tying all of this up with a little bit of red and white baker's twine. Now, to finish this off and just give it a pop of green, I've taken the little holly and berries and I've stamped those onto some antique ivory cardstock. These little hollies and berries are also part of the brand new Essentials by Ellen release. It's part of the Holiday Sprigs stamp set, and I absolutely love this stamp set because it has the outlines where you can kind of color them in yourselves, or it has filler stamps. Now, moving on to the second idea, I am going to create a card that holds a gift card. And so I'm starting out with an A4 rectangle die cut from the Essentials by Ellen A4 rectangle dies, and I'm stamping the Oh What Fun on the front of this. Now, this I am creating kind of an ombre effect. So I started with my lightest red at the top, inked it up. Then I used a darker red and I kind of softened the lines of the ink between the colors using a blending brush, and I finished off with a black ink on the bottom. Now I've cleaned my stamp really well because I want to stamp over the top of this with some Versamark ink and add some clear embossing powder over the top of this image. And I didn't want to transfer the ink from the stamp onto my Versamark pad, so I just made sure I cleaned that really well. And then I am going to use this little tree stamp. This is also a part of the brand new Essentials by Ellen holiday release. I'm going to do a little ombre stamping on this as well. I started out with Catherine Pooler Martini ink, and then I softened the line of that with my blending brush, and I finished off with the Deck the Halls on the bottom. Now I moved through the stamping really quickly so that I could show you this part here, and I am going to take the coordinating die for that tree, and I'm going to do some partial die cutting. I only want to die cut what's on the left side of this die, so halfway through the tree, but just the left side. So I'm positioning this on the edge of my die cutting plate, and I'm actually going to hold it onto my die cutting plate using a little bit of removable adhesive. So I just have half of the tree on the die cutting plate. So you can see anything that's between those die cutting plates will cut, anything that's hanging out will not cut. And I will run this through my Gemini Junior to die cut it. Now I know the Gemini Junior can be a little tricky to do partial die cutting with, but I find that by holding my paper on the cutting plate using a little bit of removable adhesive, that helps me through the process a little bit easier. So now I have this partial die cut tree, and I can slide my gift card right behind there, and it's going to be held in place by that partial die cut. Now, the thing that you want to remember when you do this is that your image is actually larger than the height of your gift card. So you don't want to use a tiny image because the cut that you create will not be big enough to hold a gift card. But this tree was a little bit taller than the gift card, so that ended up working out. Now, I also added some foam adhesive behind this card front, but I made sure that my gift card was in place so that the foam adhesive did not interfere with the gift card sliding in and out of the card front. And then I went ahead and stamped a couple of the little star images on the corners of this card front using some Versamark ink. And then I added some Brutus Monroe gilded embossing powder, and I'm going to heat set that. And that just kind of framed everything in and kind of put a finished look on the corners. And then I took this and I adhered it to an A4 sized card base. So that measures 3.5 by 5 inches. So if you take a piece of cardstock that measures 5 by 7 inches and you score it at 3.5 inches, that gives you your A4 card base. Now I did add another little thing of holly on top of the tree. That's also from the Holiday Sprigs stamp and die collection from the Essentials by Ellen line. And you can see how adorable this is with that little gift card sliding in and out of the front of my card. Now, finally, I thought a shaker pouch would be so much fun for giving a gift card this holiday season. And so I'm going to show you how I made one that was totally see-through. I'm starting out with the Essentials by Ellen rectangle die, as well as one of the new snowflake dies from the Essentials by Ellen Holiday 2021 release. I'm die cutting the rectangle from some clear plastic from the Essentials by Ellen line, and the snowflake from some Essentials by Ellen vellum. It is my favorite vellum. And then I am going to take my acetate rectangle and kind of set it to the side. I'm going to do some stamping and embossing on that. Now, I've attached the acetate to a piece of white cardstock just so you could kind of see where my acetate is, but it's not going to stay there because I want my shaker pouch to be completely see-through. And I'm kind of planning out my design here. So I have my Oh What Fun stamp in place on my Misty stamping tool, and I'm going to treat the surface of my acetate really good, and I mean really good, with my powder tool, because acetate really is staticky and it will hold on to extra pieces of embossing powder like nobody's business. So you want to treat it really good. And then I'm going to ink up my Oh What Fun stamp with some Versamark ink and stamp it onto the surface of my acetate. Now, I realize that embossing on acetate can be a little bit tricky, so I'm going to try to give you a couple tips here to make it a little easier. And the first one is to really treat it very well with some anti-static powder tool. Then be sure you really give it a good flick to remove any extra embossing powder. And you can use a clean, dry paintbrush to remove extra little pieces of embossing powder before you heat set it. Now notice that when I am heat setting this, I am taking my heat tool to the acetate and then I'm moving it away. I don't want to overheat the acetate because if I overheat the acetate, I'm going to have warping. The other thing that you want to remember is that you want to use a heat-resistant acetate. Now, the Essentials by Ellen acetate is not actually marketed as a heat-resistant acetate, but when I experimented with it, it works really well. So I'm just taking my time to heat emboss this onto the acetate. And once I have it fully heat embossed, I took the acetate and I slid it inside of an Avery Elle stamp pocket. I will have the ones I use linked in the description below. And I'm going to take this and I am going to trim it down to about an inch wider than the acetate piece that I have inside. Then I'm going to take the top and bottom seams because I have 3 sides sealed already because it's a stamp pocket. And I'm just going to trim right up to the edge of the acetate just so that it's kind of open there so that I can kind of splay these ends open and cut off the back piece. I'm basically making a clear envelope. And if you have like a clear card sleeve, you could actually do that with this as well and just seal it up with the adhesive that's on that. So now I'm going to take this over to my trimmer and I have the front part of that sleeve kind of popped up to where the blade won't trim it. And I just used the trimmer to trim off the back little flap that I have there. And then I added some adhesive to that. So basically I have a little tab that folds over onto the back of this pocket so that I can seal it up. Now I have my acetate in there and that's where I did my stamping. I have some vellum snowflakes that I die cut using the brand new Snowflakes dies from the Essentials by Ellen line. I have my gift card and now I'm adding some sequins into my pocket here. And this is going to create a little shaker pouch in order to kind of gift this gift card in a fun way. Now the recipient will have to rip this open and kind of destroy it to get to the gift card, but I think that's kind of the fun of it. And it gives you that like unwrapping feeling of a gift. You know, sometimes the best part of receiving a gift is unwrapping it. And I think this kind of adds to that excitement of kind of unwrapping or busting into this little shaker pouch for your gift card. Now to hide the adhesive, I took a little strip of cardstock and I stamped it with that Fa La La stamp again because I'm obsessed with that stamp. And I just kind of cut it into a banner and kind of looped it over the top of my shaker pouch here, just to kind of hide the adhesive that's on the right side of that pouch. And then I took 2 of these little strip tags from the Farmhouse Tags die set from the Essentials by Ellen line, a little vellum snowflake, and some red and white baker's twine. I tied that all up together, and I'm going to position that right over the top of that Fa La La strip. And I did want to mention the little ho 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 and the You're Gonna Love It stamp are also brand new from the Essentials by Ellen line. Those are a part of the Tag It Christmas stamp set. So there you have it, a shaker pouch with a gift card in it. I love that the vellum snowflakes move around, the sequins move around in there, and even the gift card moves around inside of that shaker pouch. And that finishes up my 3 fun ways to give a gift card this holiday season or year round. These could definitely be adapted for birthday cards as well. And oh, what fun I had creating all of these projects featuring some brand new products from the Essentials by Ellen Holiday 2021 line and the brand new Oh What Fun stamp set that's available for a limited time as a gift with purchase over at ellenhudson.com. For all the details on the gift with purchase and for a complete list of supplies used in these projects, be sure to visit the ellenhudson.com blog. I will have that linked below. Over there, you'll find more still shots, more information, a complete list of supplies, as well as everything you need to know about the Oh What Fun gift with purchase stamp set. As always, thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed these projects and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications here on the ellenhudson.com YouTube channel. That way you don't miss any of our paper crafting and card making video tutorials. Leave a comment below and let me know which of the 3 gift card holders is your absolute favorite. And if you loved this video, I would love it if you would share it with a friend. Once again, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. And until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the very end. You know, if you've made it this far, you are one of my favorites. To subscribe to our channel, go ahead and click the button on the left side of the screen. And here's a couple more video tutorials I thought you might enjoy.